back to the channel. Today we have Beguiled by Cyla Panin. I hope I said that name right. Every wish has its price. So this has given me, just from the cover, a bit of Alice in Wonderland kind of vibes, and Rumple kind of bit of in my end, because you know every wish has a price. So I believe this book was from Unplugged. Yeah, was it correct? Yes, it was. So inside we have a lovely little author letter, which has this kind of creepy vibe to it. Then we have this on the cover, which says Beguiled. And then we have the spine. Cute. And I don't know why I keep forgetting to do these. If the book's not signed. Okay. Okay. Ella would do anything to keep her dreams alive, even make a dangerous deal with the Fae. As a young weaver, Ella's entire livelihood depends on her loom. After her father dies in her debater's prison, she has to go into debt herself to buy supplies. Then her loom breaks worse than any repair person could fix. And Ella realizes that her only hope is to seek out the Bean Knight, an old washerwoman spirit who will grant any wish for a price. But Ella is desperate. She asks the Bean Knight to fix her loom, and it works. All she has to do is feed the loom a drop of blood, and she's able to create the most beautiful silks. Silks that catches the eye of the rich client Odina, a mysterious young man named Callum, who offers her an invitation to an exclusive party and patron for her art. It seems that Ella's fortune is finally turning the better until she begins to notice the loom taking more from her than she offered. Now she becomes entangled in the lives of the city's rich, swept up by Callum's allure, and trapped by the Bean Knight's magic. Ella must figure out a way to secure her future while she still has a future at all. And that's just like, dang. So the synopsis of this is a dark and thrilling story about a young woman who makes a deal with a spirit and try to gain her independence, and a twisted price has to pay for it. So Ella is a 17-year-old weaver who entirely rated this. So I'm so pleased to be on this for reading this book as well. I did not expect to actually enjoy this book. Surprise. So I read. So this is a immense YA fantasy and follows Ella, a weaver struggling to pay off her debt and makes ends meet when her loom breaks. Since her loom breaks, obviously, Ella's only way to gain security, independence, and getting out of debt is underhand a lecherous tender. Ella makes a bargain with the magical grinder of wishes. However, Ella soon learns to be careful when she wishes for and who she makes a deal with. The story reminds me of, like I said, it kind of reminds me a little bit like Rumple, you know, the Alice in Wonderland, stuff like that. So your wishes might come true, but in the way you intentionally hoped. And sometimes those wishes can work in determined. The world building in the story is really well done. I enjoy the integration of a Celtic folklore and legends. The Bean Knight is a major influence in the story. I didn't know much about the legend prior to reading this book. Ella travels a twisted dark path, and she makes a deal with the Bean Knight and promises to give a drop of blood every time she loses her loom. So Ella learns a lot by making this deal with the Bean Knight and is pulled into an opera of beauty and mystery. So Ella lives a solitude and poverty-stricken life, especially since her father died, riddled with debt, with a little hope of pulling herself out of the dire situation she's in now. Ella longs for more. She wants her own shop, a successful business, and the financial independence and safety that comes with it. Above all, Ella wants to be seen, to be recognised for her extraordinary skills and also valued as a person, and this just rarely happens in her life. It's no surprise when she makes a deal with the Bean Knight is to improve her situation. Ella's a layered character. She's determined, brave, scheming, and lonely with a tragic backstory, though I didn't find her the most likeable protagonist. So I understand her desires and motives and sympathy with her situation. The story filled with a moral grey characters, she who toe the line between good and evil, some who gleefully jump back and forth. That's the kind of characters who keep the readers on their toes, and it's never clear who you can trust. who's scheming, who has good intentions, and throughout the book, I wondered about Callum's motives. In particular, was he good? Was he evil? Was he trying to get her out of something? Was he trying to get her into more trouble with this thing? What did he really want from Ella? I felt the way about several characters, and Callum, the other one, was one of the highlights of the story. The plot also touches upon through provoking themes of classism, poverty, and more. I like those that is more simply story and has many layers to unravel, just like an onion. Overall, this was a unique and intriguing way of fantasy. I would recommend it to pit raiders who like the enchanted tales steeped in Celtic lore. So, I think I need to get myself reading some more of these books, and hopefully we'll see how it all turns out. So I'm going to see what other books this author does so I can find out more, because if I like the author, I'm going to keep it and see what goes from there. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Peace, bye.